be a year ago. Driving at night, around 3 a.m. Needed a calming drive, got things on my mind. Going down mud road in British countryside. On-way road. Didn't mean to do that. Flat tire. Great. Get my torch so I can see what the f I'm doing in this now pitch black area and jack and spare tire. Almost done changing tire. Hear voice out of nowhere. You shouldn't be out here all alone at this time of night. He's about 20 meters from me. It's fine, I'll be going now, I've got the new wheel on. Stand up, see tall fucker in a trench coat with a goddamn fucking axe overhead coming towards me. Oh, the jack and torch, I'm outta here. Bolt into the car, and floor it, 80 miles per hour down a country lane until I reach the motorway and race home. I really am lucky that I left the car on. When I got home, a good 400 miles away from where I just escaped, I saw a huge fucking axe dent in the left rear side of my car. My chest felt like it was going to explode.
Some OC here, this happened a few years ago. B21. Faced with friends. Leaving Titabar in East St. Louis. Driving back to suburbs at 3 a.m. with two of my buddies, one in passenger seat and other one fully passed out in the back. Miss on ramp to highway, so I turn down side street to turn around. One-way streets, so I can't U-turn. Area looks like Iraq, so I'm driving decently fast because f this place. I suddenly see a manhole with no cover a few yards in front of me, but it's too late. I try to swerve out of the way, but my tire hits it and my car bounces hard. My car is driving funny, I must have blown a tire. Start to slow down, friend in passenger seat screams, "Drive. King drive." He screamed it with a panic you've never heard before. I hit the gas, driving away. Go faster, go faster. In the rear view I can barely make out a guy dressed in black calmly walking out of the darkness into the street. I floor it, my car is completely fucked, but the situation is dawning on me. Take two lefts back onto Main Street, drive a few blocks until I see a lit up parking lot. I get out to change my tire, my hands are shaking and I can barely get the lug nuts loose. A cop flashes his lights and pulls up next to us. Wants to know what the fuck we're doing out here. Friend tells him what happened, and he confirms our suspicions. Some motherfuckers took the manhole cover off so I would blow a tire. They wanted us to stop so they could ambush us. I've got a couple. These stories all come from a road trip I was on where I was sleeping in the car. Lots of driving down unlisted country roads in the middle of the night trying to find a spot where I wouldn't be bothered. These stories are from those occasions. First one. Turning onto country road I'm familiar with, have stayed there a couple of nights while checking out the area. Usually deserted at this time. Turn tight corner, see a car parked up at the side. It's facing me and looks empty, no fogged windows or anything. Wouldn't be too weird in the day because dog walkers / cyclists, but this is the dead of night. Slow down and have to pull up onto the grass verge to pass. Headlights shine into the car as the car tilts up on the verge. Suddenly see the driver and front seat passenger. They are not human. Facing forward, completely still, huge black eyes, elongated faces, yellow skin, mouth stretched open so wide their chins almost vanish behind the dashboard. Abruptly look away, just focus on driving past. As I come alongside the car I see two more in the back. All four of them stare at me as I pass. Get past, hit gas, do not look back. Did not stay there that night. Second one. Another narrow country road in the dead of night. This one has tall hedges on either side. Taking it slow because tight bends. Come around an especially tight one, practically crawling along. Just as well really because right where the light from my headlights starts fading there's a child. A child just standing in the middle of the road. It's a boy and he looks about 3. What the fuck? I stop. As I do, child turns and begins running down the road. I'm obviously worried so I move along after him, keeping my speed low. He keeps running, kind of like a rabbit. Panicky, jerky movements, darting back and forth to the sides of the road. Hedges are too high though. He runs around a corner. I come around it a few seconds after. He's gone. Nowhere he could have vanished to, because again, tall hedges. No way he could have reached the next corner in those few seconds. Flip my high beams on to make sure. Nope. Nothing. Drive out of there, find somewhere else to stay, start seriously thinking about motels.
Up here, I had a strange experience just a few days ago that I thought could have been a wisp or something. Be me like a week ago driving home from work. Driving down highway around 9:30 p.m, turned off onto side road on my way home, normal route I always take. See a strange bluish light off the side of the road. Light is really captivating and I pretty much can't resist looking at it while driving, so I kind of stop focusing on the road. Light is a very warm blue and almost looks like a flame, like if someone was holding blue lantern or candle or something. A few seconds later I come back to my senses from being drawn in looking at this thing, and I very nearly crash into a tree in front of a cemetery which is just off the side of that road. Light is gone and I pull over a short distance ahead, crapping my pants cause I almost drove straight into a tree. Haven't told much of my friends yet because it's kind of embarrassing that I almost drove into a tree. Be driving from Michigan to Pennsylvania. Middle of Ohio, nothing but cornfields and soybean fields for miles. About midnight, maybe a little after. Notice something on the side of the highway up about 100 yards. Get closer and notice it's some fucking guy face down on the emergency lane. No cars in sight. Slow down and roll window down in case dude needs help. As I pull up next to him, he starts to move. Notice something shiny between him and the ground. Note the fuck off. Look in my rear view and notice he's standing upright holding a fucking machete and just starting at me. As I drive off, he starts to lay back down. Never been happier to see a 3/4 full gas tank and driving a year-old car that was mechanically good.
Be me, 11 years old. Live in a small village in southern Bavaria. Ride my bike back home after playing with a friend. It's early evening, sun slowly goes down. My friend lives a little bit outside of the village. It's just 10 minutes to my home, but I have to drive through the forest. While I am there, I hear a car coming from behind. Drive to the side to let it pass. It doesn't, it slows down so it drives right beside me. I'm already scared but don't know if I should just drive away. The window goes down and a young man looks at me and smiles in a very weird, creepy way. Like there was more behind it than he just trying to be friendly. Hello there. Don't answer. The man laughs. Why are you riding your bike? It's getting dark already. Can we take you anywhere? Mum always told me to not go into the cars of strangers. Shake head. Why? Are you afraid? You don't have to. We're very nice guys, don't you see? He leans back so I can see the driver, a middle-aged man staring at me in a way that makes me feel very uncomfortable. No, thanks. I drive home now, I say and continue my way home. Hear car behind me. It's beside me again. I look through the window and see the young man, grinning, in his hand a knife. They drive away and leave me behind, confused and scared to death. Maybe it doesn't sound very scary, but it certainly was for 11-year-old.
3 years ago. Driving down a haunted road at 2 a.m. with two friends. Nothing particularly spooky going on. Decide to turn around and start driving home. Slowly driving down the road when it begins to look like the road slowly unfolded itself like a pop-up book. Assume I'm just tired. Friend makes an inquisitive noise. Ask her what's up. I just saw the road unfold itself. What.jpg? Friend in the backseat confirms he saw it too. Let them know I also saw it. Drive all the way home tense with fear.
Canada fag here. Live in Northern Ontario, and come across tons of long stretches of roads with pretty much no one on them. Very nice in the day, but pretty spooky at night. Here's my story. Be me. Driving back from work late at night, maybe 1 a.m. Long country road to get back into town. Few houses dotted but pretty much completely empty. Always drive by this one house on the road that is abandoned. Textbook spooky, boarded up windows and doors. About to come up by the house while I'm driving. Usually stare at the house as I pass by, but distracted by music and not paying attention. Suddenly see something on the road. Freak out and swerve around it, almost going in the ditch. Stop my car a little farther ahead to look back, freaked that I may have hit an animal or something. See a dude in the center of the road, taking some long but flat thing off the road. See metal glint from my lights. It's some sort of rug or flooring, but it's got something sharp embedded in it, like glass or nails. Imagine one of those police strips to pop tires but homemade, and you get the idea. Guy hurries back into the house, I drive off. Next few days heard from my buddy that the police busted some squatters camping out in an abandoned house outside of town. MFW, I almost got ghetto ambushed by squatters.